Hi, Ted. Hey, so I don't know how well this is gonna come out, but I'm just gonna try to shoot this to you. So hopefully you don't have too many scotches before you watch this. So I'm gonna yap for a second while you stare at this. Hopefully it's coming out okay. So this is my whiteboard down in my office. So one of the things I told you I was gonna do after yesterday's discussion was try to, put down I was verbally talking about what I think the brunt of that November 6th deliverable is gonna be. So what you're looking at right now is just, me just trying to put down what I think it needs to be. And I think from this and your and my back and forth, we can come up with something that we need to give to Boucher. So I'm just going to start rambling for a second. Everything on here is applicable, except for that fine little gem. That's just a note I have to myself. So the brand, well, let's back up a second. So first off, I think the audience, if the audience is the executive team, bottom line is they're going to be looking for a map. Hey, what are you trying to do here? Who's involved? How are we going to get there? And give me sufficient details so I can believe you and get aligned. Big flick, that's what I think it is. Is this the only thing? Hell no. I went back to your PowerPoint presentations, and I think there's a lot of important slides that we're going to have to use that lead up to this. But I do think we're going to have one 11 by 17 with colors. It's going to have to be a little bit fancy, but not the major, that explains what the map is, i.e., what the road map is. So some of the stuff on here is just pure hoo-ha, Ted. I was just winging it, but just try to make the point. So some of the thoughts are, it needs the brand name. I don't know what that's going to be. I just picked Station Health Excellence Plan just as a placeholder. These arrows, right, these are very similar to the ones read from your PowerPoint, so I just figured we'd try to stay consistent with it. It makes sense. We talked about the 3 phases. Boucher's obviously heavy on that. But on that 11 by 17, it needs to jump out, in my eyes, on, hey, what are the key items? Why do I want to do this? Right? And then I thought, hey, who's involved? So I kind of yapped to this yesterday, right? I think when we put this together, and maybe it does have these swim lanes, Ted, off on one margin, right, will be the people, process, equipment. I added metrics and deliverables because I think that's what we're going to need for these folks, again, knowing the audience, right? And then I also think, Ted, right up here I had phase 1. I think we have to include some dates. Phase 2, some dates. Phase 3, some dates. And then you're going to see some activities I have in green, some I put in red. Because it might be worth our while to distinguish, hey, what activities, say, affect the core team? The core team that you're establishing in phase 1? Or the core team that's basically that reliability team you talked to the other day? So the people reading this say, okay, look at this. Off-site core meeting, establish new long-term terms of reference, develop necessary training needs, perform some benchmarking. So in the swim lanes, these are the ones that are affecting people, right? Here's some stuff that might affect process, right over under phase 1. It's approve the TOR that you've already done. That 666 document revision. The classification initiative that's going on, those are process items. It doesn't really matter if they are or not, but I'm just trying to make the point here. But in this case, the green would indicate that's core team activities right now for the 4 or 5 people, eventually for the 10 to 12. But the person reading this gets to look at it and say, okay, at what phase are they involved? Then I put these red items on here. Hey, provide the training, provide the change management tools and instructions, issue periodic communication vehicles, additional benchmarking, initial communications. The point is those activities reach out beyond the core team, hence the reason they're not green. They're red. So the folks looking at this are saying, okay, now I'm affecting the broad-based organization. I better pay attention here, for lack of better words, right? Because we're extending the training that we've decided is necessary into the engineering, work management, whatever. You get the gist of it. And then on the metrics, we'll have to come up with those, right? They're going to ask, hey, so what are the metrics? Maybe it's team meeting compliance. Are they adhering to the process, right? What's the training attendance? We talked about this. what real changes are coming out of T26, what's the backlog. And then down below, I wrote deliverables, right? They're going to want to know that. So maybe we can try to come up with some target ERI and backlog deliverables. But pictorially, right? Pictorially, this is just a roadmap to show the 3 phases, the dates that they're applicable, who's involved, what their actions are going to be. The red, hey, how am I starting to really impact the organization? And then maybe right behind it, right? So, okay, I'm envisioning them going through this slide deck, hopefully a hand one, a slide deck. They get to this one after we warmed them up on the change management process, the culture, behavior, alignment, leadership aspects. Then we hit them with the map. And then right behind the map, maybe we have some examples in anticipation of their question. Hey, what kind of training you guys talking about? So they flip the page, Roman numeral 1, after Roman numeral 1. Hey, the training is a target audience of this, right? And the content is AP 913, 10004, whatever it is. It doesn't really matter, right? And then if they ask, well, hey, what's this provide change management? We've already told them the importance of it. We told them where it fits on this big old map. But maybe then we have a quick little handout. Again, this being the November 6th deliverable. Change management, why it's important. You know what I mean? What the intent is, blah, blah, blah. This would be between you and I bringing somebody in, the MLs, the IAs, whatever. Hey, what are you guys thinking about comm plans? Here's an 11 by 17 sheet that shows what we're talking about, communication plans, video, whatever. But it's that one item that we start to exchange with Boucher, okay, that he looks at and says, all right, now we're getting down to the actionable items. Who is impacted, when's the impact, and what are going to be the expected deliverables. So that's pretty much all I got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump this down, try to send it to you. I figured it'd be easier for me to dump a quick video to you than try to talk this through, seeing how we're not together. I'll send you a snapshot of it as well. Shoot me some feedback. Adios.